Peace and blessings, family, is yours truly, Amar Mari, the founder of El Kebalan Unity Alliance, where we focus on your spiritual, your physical, and your financial well-being. And we're going to talk about what is really going on today. I have been inspired to bring forth this message because when I really start thinking about the reason why people like to connect with certain individuals, especially me having my queen and I, having a networking business and just interacting with various personalities in the political arena, in the social, arena within the community in regards to empowering us. And as you begin to have these interfaces with people and build these relationships, you begin to see people's true self start manifesting when you start interacting with these people. And what inspired me to bring forth this message is because of some things that I have personally experienced in my life as well. And when I was pastoring at one time and being a founder of an organization and dealing with people over years, being a mentor for numerous years, building family relationships and strengthening family relationships, and also being a father of a 20-year-old man, you learn some things along the way. 43 years old, I've dated, I've had some successful relationships as far as friendships, and I had some successful relationships even when I was dating. And I had some successful work relationships. And when you conglomerate all these relationships, you began to learn people. You began to find out the intent of certain individuals. You see that some people were only in your life just to get something out of you. They only had their hand out to receive something rather than give something. Then on the positive side, you see people who are very genuine about being your friend. Then you have other situations where the person is disingenuous. It is very important to find out, and this is to my good sisters out there, queens, when you're dating, about why this man is being so nice to you, okay? Why is he pulling out the chair? Why is he giving you flowers and candy? And why is he opening up the door for you? And why he's pulling out your chair, okay? Why is he being so nice? Is he only there to get sex from you? What is his intentions? Does he plan to be a husband to you? And if you have a child or children, does he plan on being a father to your children? Does he plan on establishing a solid relationship with you until you and him transition? Why is he there? Why did he approach you? It's very important to find out why people want to connect with you if you have a major platform, medium, a small platform and you're going places, whatsoever level you are, it is very critical you find out why is these people wanting to attach themselves to you. You want to ensure that you rid yourself of any Judases in your life, if you will, betrayers, those who are disingenuous, those who are kind of like the rest of the animals on the farm in the Little Red Hen story. When a little red hen finished doing all of the work, now the rest of the animals on the farm, now they want to come glean from the work that the little red hen actually did. When it was time to work, they were nowhere to be found. But when the work was all said and done, and now it's harvest time. It's time to glean. When you made it to the top of the mountain, you know, when you're at the pinnacle of your career, when you have accomplished the things that you truly wanted to accomplish, now here they come out the woodworks. Oh, I believed in you. Oh, I knew that you can do it. Oh, I seen this greatness in you. You have to start checking people and say, well, where were you when I needed you? Well, you knew what was going on. You knew the work that I was putting in. Why didn't you ever offer a hand to help? And being that you know my character, you know that I'm not about monetary gifts, that your time and your labor, you assisting with helping for the event to go well, handing out programs, setting out chairs, helping to set up the vendor booths. Where were you at when I needed you? So if you believed in me so much, then why didn't you sow into my life? What is the motive? Why are we doing the things that we're doing? Okay? We have to start questioning ourselves as well. Am I doing this to be seen, to be heard? Am I doing this so that people can have confidence in me? Am I doing this to prove a point? Am I doing this so people can accept me, so they won't reject me? Am I being quiet when I should be speaking because I'm afraid of what the aftermath will be should I tell the listener the facts and the truth about his or herself? What is truly the backdrop about why we do the things that we do? That's the question of the hour on today. It's one that's going to take some self-analysis, and I believe in bringing programs to you that's going to empower you, that's going to take you to another level in your life, that's going to challenge you. Do you like to hang around people that only tell you what you want to hear? Why do you like only being around people who tell you what you want to hear? We have to look at the matter of the heart. Are you giving to be seen? Why do you do what you do? You know, I've experienced some synthetic congratulations, false smiles. Oh, I'm so happy for you. You know, when they hear about how the universe has blessed my queen and I, how we have become serial entrepreneurs and we own multiple rental properties now. You know, when a person hears that, you can hear the shock in their voice, and you can actually tell that they're really not happy for you. They're just being fake. They're really wondering, well, how did they make it? What? You did what? Y'all did what? Oh, well, congratulate. Wow. You know, disingenuous. Disingenuous. We have to really soul search, and I had to do this myself. I really did. I had to say, okay, why am I putting in this work in the community? Why am I doing what am I doing? Am I doing this to prove something to myself that I really care? Am I doing this to prove it to somebody else that I really care? You know, why am I doing what I'm doing? And I must admit that when things actually happen after you say and you do certain things, what has proven to me that I'm doing it because I really love people is because I'm gonna just be honest. I don't, and my queen and I both, we don't get the love that we disseminate. It's not always reciprocated. We're not always shown gratitude for the things that we have done in people's life. It's a lot of people that won't even acknowledge the things that we have done. So what proves to me that I'm not just doing these things for accolades is because of that fact. I haven't stopped doing those things, all because the reaction of the people isn't what it should be. I know that I'm sincere about what I'm doing because I see the subscriptions on my YouTube channel fluctuate, but I don't fluctuate. I maintain the battle rhythm because I recognize that we're in a war for our minds. And I will continue to labor and toil until I see transformation in the lives of those who have entrusted me with their spirit. And I will continue to handle them with TLC. And TLC meaning tough love and care at times, and tender love and care at times. And I have given people some tough love at times, and I've seen people leave. I've seen people come. And I still continue to preach the message in love. Why? Because my heart is in the right place. See, you'll find out whether or not they or you are truly sincere by your reaction from someone's actions, or by your reaction when you're confronted with reality shows you whether or not you or someone else is really sincere. Listen, let me tell you something I don't do. And this is a fact. And anybody that knows me knows how I roll. I don't try to discern nobody. I don't try to figure nobody out. Because time will reveal. This I do know, that my queen loves me. You know why I know my queen loves me? It's not when things were going good. It's when she stuck by my side when things were tough. It's when I fell out in the bathroom when I thought I was going to die and she was there for me. It's when the money in the bank account went up and went down, but her emotions towards me didn't fluctuate according to how much I had in my bank account. You see, when the money started looking funny, she didn't start acting funny. When my chain started looking strange, she didn't become a stranger, and I no longer could find her anywhere around when I really needed her in my life. And this goes for my good friends that I've had in my life for numerous years. I have good friends with me like David Miller. David Miller was with us when we initially started. He was with us during the groundbreaking time that my queen and I had started our various businesses. And he helped us, and he's been there for us from the beginning all the way up until this point today. Another one is Brother Daniel Williams. Another one is Brother Kevin Dorval. Another one is Queen Kimberly, who she and I, my queen and I, we were all in the same networking business. And then, you know, that particular situation didn't go so well. And so we all ended up coming together and dialoguing and saying, okay, what are we going to do now? Because we're no longer a part of a certain organization. And they all trusted in us for us to lead. I'm talking about, she was our president. And then she supported us from the conception of the multiple members that we had. Listen, we had, my queen and I, we only had maybe 1 or 2 members for Synergetic Network Group LLC. Okay? And it was a total roughly around 8 of them, and everybody else, you know who you are. Okay, my brother Tracy Nichols, he been with me ever since my religious transition, when I transitioned over into spirituality. He has been there with me from day one. Through the ups and the downs, he has always been around and always been down. And I love that brother because he's been with me from the beginning. When I was confused, I didn't know which way to go. I didn't know which way to turn. He didn't judge me. He didn't speak ill of me. He didn't get on Facebook and start making videos about me. He stood right by my side. He's my brother's keeper. You know how I know? Because he's been there for years. He wasn't there when everything was at its highest peak, when I had thousands of followers. This brother been with me even when the thousands of people left. He was still standing by my side, praying with me and encouraging me. And I love that brother for that. That's my big brother. I love him for that. So listen, time will tell, family. Time will tell. Time will show you. Okay? When things get tough, you will find out the ones that are there for you. You will find out if you get sick, listen, it's okay. You'll find out if your husband and your wife love you when you get sick and they don't cheat on you and they stand by your side and nurse you to health. That's how you know. Those are the people who you want in your life. It's not people when the sun is shining. No, it's people when the rain comes out. This is how you know. So let me see what some of the family is saying. My queen said, love you, Kimberly Renee. Yes, we do. We love her. We love her indeed. And all the rest of our Synergetic Network Group LLC family who is stood by our side. Queen Mother Rhonda, appreciate you too. My good brother King Reese, thank you for tuning in. My queen, she said, confirmation King. All praises I give thanks. My cousin Enrico Walden, thank you for tuning in. Kendrick Ahmad, thank you for tuning in. Marjorie, thank you for tuning in. And we got to salute Queen Marjorie too, who is the CEO of Xanadu. When people barely even knew who I was, and some people still don't know who I am, and it don't even matter. Okay, I don't do these things to be famous because, first of all, I do it because I love people. I really truly desire to see people succeed. And it doesn't even bother me if somebody surpassed me, because one thing the Honorable Minister Dr. Martin Luther King said, he said, a good teacher doesn't teach someone to be like them. He said, the teacher teaches the student to be better than them. So I would never be jealous of somebody who surpasses me. And listen, I've experienced that. I'll never forget this when I was in the United States Marine Corps and my supervisor was an E5 at the time. And when I met him, I was an E2. Okay. And over time, I ended up catching up with him in rank, and we ended up becoming the same rank. And to come to find out, this person was jealous of me because of my leadership abilities. The Marines respected me more than they respected him because he had a buddy-buddy relationship with them, and I personally remained professional with them. And I demanded respect from them. And I gave them respect. I didn't just demand respect and I didn't give respect all because I am a superior ranking officer than they are. And to this day, even as a CEO of all of my businesses, anybody that's out there can testify this. I always allow people gifts to flourish. I never try to suppress somebody's gifting. I never try to suffocate somebody's gifting and to kill their ministry. Because I understand that these people who have been placed in my life have been placed in my life. Those who have been ordained to be in my life, they have come in my life to do a couple of things. They've come in my life to subtract those negative things that's in my life because I understand I'm not perfect. And they come to add to my life. And then they come to help me to multiply. Those who are ordained to be in your life does not come to kill the vision. They come to birth the vision. And or dream or word that you have in your spirit. And see, understand this. Some people think that because I am one who has an Afrocentric organization, oh, I need to just be talking about slavery all the time. Listen, understand this. I understand that there's more than one form of slavery. There's physical enslavement, and then there's mental enslavement. And I dare not only talk about what has historically occurred to us when I understand that people are hurting beyond slavery. Some people have been molested. They've been raped. They've been verbally abused. They've been physically abused. Before a racist has even gotten any control of some of our people were already damaged already at home. I understand we are dealing with multiple issues. And I dare not only address what happened during slavery, because if I just give people Afrocentric pride, people are still going to be hurting, and they're going to be masking their pain and their hurt with Black power. And this is the reason why you still have people who may have learned who they are as far as their culture, but they don't know who they are as a person. We have more than just an identity crisis that's going on with us. Some of us lack knowledge in financial literacy. Some of us, we need help in conflict resolution. Some of us don't know how to be fathers and to be mothers. Some of us don't know how to love because of us not having an example of love in our life. So we have more than just one problem. And I dare not, as a leader, and a leader understands the full scope of life. See, understand, a true leader understands he or she has to be a fighter and a lover. Sometimes you have to wound people emotionally. In other words, crush their ego because they're high-minded. And sometimes you got to say things that bring them low, because they think more highly of themselves than they ought to think. But see, when I say those things, I don't say it with the intent to hurt or to belittle. I say it because I love them, and I understand if I don't tell this person the truth and I see them going the wrong way, then what type of friend am I? What type of friend am I? See, understand this. Those of you who are chosen to be leaders, you got to understand being a leader is uncomfortable sometimes. If you're a mother, if you're a father, if you're an elder brother, an elder cousin, if you are one who has information that will break people free from mental incarceration, okay, and set them free from spiritual poverty and financial poverty, guess what? You have been chosen to be a leader, and you need to understand that sometimes it's going to be uncomfortable. Everybody isn't going to praise you and give you accolades for what you do. Everybody isn't going to want to hear what you have to say because mentally they're not ready for it. But you got to understand this. Love should be what compels you. Do you understand? And if love is not what's compelling you, I promise you that you are going to quit. If you don't have knowledge and wisdom and understanding coupled with love, you still are going to quit, because you have to be knowledgeable enough to understand that people who are hurting, people who don't understand, people who don't have direction, people who are confused, they're not in a state of mind to give you what you give them. And if you're disingenuous, if you're just there to take photo ops and, if you're just there to hand homeless food and just be able to look on the camera, you're going to fall to the ground eventually. You're going to give up eventually. If you're just there for photo ops, if you're just there to have evidence and proof, well, I'm just going to show everybody that, hey, I'm doing something, and trying to use that as evidence, that means you're not doing it for the right reason. You know the right reason to do good is because you love. That's the right reason. I don't do the things I do for my wife because I'm afraid of me losing my wife. You know why I do what I do? Because I love my wife. I don't do it because, I'm afraid that she's going to leave me if I don't do the right thing. See, that's not the right thing to do. You do it out of love. You understand? I don't listen to her. I don't do good by her, okay, so I can have sex. Huh? No. I do it because I love her and I desire for her to feel loved. Because understand this, men, you don't lead a woman with your testicles. Brothers, hear me well. You don't lead a woman with your testicles. You lead her with your mind. You lead her with love in your heart. You lead your children with love in your heart. You lead them with knowledge and wisdom and understanding about spiritual things and natural things. Brothers, you need balance. It is not enough to have big pectoral muscles and have big biceps and have a whole bunch of telephone numbers, but you're not taking care of your responsibility. See, us men, we got to grow up. You understand? We got to stop doing stuff to show off to the homies. We're trying to prove to the homies, no, what you should be doing is proving yourself to your wife and your children and proving to them something. That's who we need to first be concerned of. You see? So ask yourself the question, why am I doing what am I doing? It's time to take a self-analysis. It's time to take a step back. And it's time to really dig deep within ourselves, because understand, listen, transformation comes through messages like this. Transformation does not come from you running away from your problems. Why are you getting drunk? Why are you getting high? Because you're trying to use those things to solve your problem, and understand, listen, those things just make your problems worse. Not only are you still going to have problems with bills because now you're doing drugs, now you're getting drunk, now you have health problems because of alcoholism, because of narcotics, and then now on top of that you got debt problems, and you got financial problems. So now you have intensified your issue. You got to learn, brothers and sisters, to stop using your fists to resolve issues too. Anger management. Okay, this is a message that is sent to transform. Too many of our people, we love to be entertained, and that's why we don't gain anything, because we love to be entertained. We only want to hear stuff that make us feel good. We just want to be wooed. And that doesn't set no one free. I need for you listeners to understand that this is a deliverance ministry. I don't know what some of you who are Afrocentric out there, I don't know where some of you get this from, that because you're not religious anymore, that deliverance stopped. I don't know where you get that from. Okay? I understand where you get that from, because even in spiritual systems from Africa, deliverance spiritually is one of the key ingredients in order for you to be successful in life. Morality stems from our spiritual systems. And the problem is, and I'm going to tell you, what happens is today, people become so commercial. People are so concerned about how many likes they get, and how many subscribers they have, and how many invitations they get to speak on various radio programs. They forget about the ministry, the ministry part, about the mission, the servitude. What is the mission? To serve. What is the mission? To help set people free. What is the mission? To help people to be healed spiritually. Yeah, we focus on health. We focus on dieting and things of this nature. But guess what? People are spiritually sick. Huh? And we need a remedy for our spiritual ailment. Huh? We're still going to continue to deal with the things that we deal with. And guess what? We face the realization that we need to look on the inside of us, okay? And deal with the fact that we need to be healed internally. Men too. Men too. Men too. We deal so much with women, but there are a lot of men out here today who are mentally ill because they have the illness of being miseducated. They have the wrong mindset about what it is to be a man, okay? They have the wrong mindset about what it is to be a father, what it is to be a husband. They don't understand these things, and we have a lot of suffering going on. You know why? Because people trying to cloak it with Afrocentric ways of being. Okay? It's still hidden. Okay, we got to stop running and hiding from our spiritual ailments. There are so many of us out here today, and I'm getting ready to close. And I thank everybody for holding on and listening to this message. But there's so many people today that are still hurting. I hear it. I can see it. I can feel it. There's a lot of brothers who are still gangster trying to be Afrocentric, who trying to be African minded. There's still a lot of sisters who still promiscuous. And that's still dealing with mental trauma, but trying to bandage it with Afrocentric views and we mask ourselves up. We put on African clothes and we put our fists up in the air, and we wear the unks and we wear the various African symbols, and we can talk about all these various authors, but a lot of us are still mentally traumatized. We're still sick. We're still suffering from the homosexual that violated us, the uncle that violated us, the auntie that violated us, the ill treatment of our parents. Huh? We're still caged in. We're truly not free because we think that this is spookism. We think that this is woo. Oh, this is too far-fetched. This is like Casper the Ghost. And this is the reason why so many of our men still act like thugs, dressing like an African. This is why so many of our women too dress outwardly like African, but they still got a problem with men. They still got a problem with men, right? They still got an issue because they've been violated. They've been mistreated. It's too much masking going on. It's time to take the mask off. It's time to go to the altar and let the healing begin. It's time to go on the inside in prayer and meditation and let the Spirit start talking to you and start revealing some things to you about you so that you can cut those things off at the root and you can grow spiritually. You can be set free. And that is the problem. That is the African in America problem. We like to be entertained. We only want to hear what we want to hear. We don't want to hear anything that's going to challenge us, that's going to set us free, that's going to set us straight. We don't want to hear nothing about those things. And until we face our problems, they're going to continue to exist and they're going to continue to plague us as a people. Let me go out here and see what you brothers and sisters are saying. And I didn't want this to be just a dialogue. I just had to drop this truth bomb today and see what some of you are saying. So Queen Mother Rhonda said, I had to realize we are so broken that we will hurt one another. This is the raw truth. And that's a sad truth, but you're right. Dr. Tracy Nichols said, people will leave after you come to truth and wisdom, but eventually they will appreciate you later after they come to the same knowledge and understanding of who we are as a people. And that's the truth, because that's what happened between my cousin and I, Yosef. When he came to me with it, I was so mentally brainwashed. I'm telling you, this is why we can't give up on each other, family. This is why I don't give up. This is why I keep sharing these messages, because I was that same person. My mind was incarcerated by lies. And because of people like my cousin Yosef that didn't give up on me, kept praying for me, and sowed a seed, here I am today. So I have to bear witness to what Dr. Tracy Nichols said, because I believe that being transparent, it brings transformation. I was this guy too. Yes, I was. I had a problem with my temper. Okay. I was hurt. I was wounded. I was damaged goods. But loving people came into my life and loved the hell right up out of me. This is why I don't give up, because I know it's effective. Okay? Unwavering love is effective. You're talking, you're listening to, and you're talking to a former drug dealer and a gangster. Okay, you're talking to a former brainwashed, religious, dogmatic person, okay, who wasn't this guy you listening to today. It's because people love the hell up out of me. And they taught the hell up out of me. Dr. Tracy Nichols said mental slavery is extremely dangerous. I agree. King Reese said it is easy to put the problems on just slavery. Absolutely, brother. Dr. Tracy Nichols said a lot of people don't know who they are, and that's why it is so easy for others to tell them who they are. Wow, that's good. We must know ourselves in order to walk in authority from our Creator that our Creator has ordained. Absolutely. Dr. Tracy Nichols said this is confirmation of what I'll be speaking on in the morning live on Facebook. He said, wow, thank you so much for sharing this message. All praises, my brother. I give thanks. All praises. And you're definitely welcome. I'm glad I could be of some service to you on the day. One of my good mentees, CEO of Kingdom Works Org, and also an author, want to check him out. He said, you just set a lot of men free right there. All praises, give thanks. King Reese, I love his transparency too. He said, I've been guilty of this myself. He said, there's shame in admitting your faults. Absolutely, brother. And that's where humility comes in at. My queen, Amani Mara, said, this is a deliverance ministry. My queen said, people need spiritual deliverance. Ashe, ashe, ashe. King Reese said, if we don't talk to our people, who will? Absolutely. And we have to start dealing with our psychological problems, man. We got to deal with this. Dr. Tracy Nichols said, amen to that one. I counsel 18 different men each week, and a lot of them have no clue how to be the man. Wow. I didn't even know he wrote this. To be the man that God has called them to be, because they have been taught that being a man is about having a lot of women shaking my head. That's a sad truth, but you're right. But I'm helping them evolve from that type of teaching from the past. Absolutely. Absolutely. My queen said, just like they did in church, dressing the part, but are still masking major issues. Absolutely. And that's the truth. A lot of people that go to church, see, that's the thing. Like, why do you go? Like, this is the point. Like, I believe, family, listen, what's the purpose of listening to someone if they're not bringing truth? What is the purpose of clapping, singing and dancing and falling on the floor, running up and down the aisle, getting dipped in some water, and you still living hell? You still bound. It's the same thing with those who go to the mosque or go to a shrine or go to these African and empowered meetings, people are still walking out messed up. Messed up. It's not enough to talk about what the white man did, man. We got to get to the root of these problems. Okay? It's not enough. People walk out and they still messed up. They still confused. Okay? That mother still got to eat. She still got to feed all those children. We always talk about, oh, we need to have our own. Well, show people how to have their own. Show people how to start a business. Tell people what it takes to start a business. Because we talk so much about what we need to do, but we need to start talking about how it's done. And also, a lot of people who talk in it are not walking it. Okay? You know what I'm saying? We need more examples of what love looks like in relationships. We need real entrepreneurs out here who's making money and who's actually building an empire, teaching those who are still in poverty how to come out of it. Those who've been set free in their minds mentally, it is our responsibility to help other people to be set free. And we got to understand, we're not sent out of here to be somebody's enemy. No. But at the same time, we're also supposed to tell people the truth that's going to set people free. Now, listen, it may be a Bible verse, but I guarantee you it's still relevant to our life today. It's a Bible verse that says, sanctify them through the truth, for thy word is true. Okay, now, word, information. Sanctify, to be set apart, to separate. So the only thing that's going to set us free is truth. What we need is a word of truth. Okay? Let your word be a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Let thy word be a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. The word. So accurate information applied will bring about transformation that will make us into new creations, not only spiritually, but it will set us free from our financial dilemmas if we have words that are informing for financial literacy that's going to help people to come out of the financial dilemma that they are in. So we need the word, information that's going to guide us in the darkness, because darkness means ignorance. So we need information that is going to bring us out of ignorance. This is why we need teaching. Teaching means to make aware. So now we need information that's going to make us aware of how to set ourselves free from what has incarcerated us. I like what Brother King Reese said. He said, we are living in the last days of blaming others for our troubles. Absolutely, King. Because the truth is, we don't want to take responsibility, a lot of us, for what has happened to us. I'm with King Reese on that one. Okay? Because we're the ones allowing, drug dealing lyrical content in our vehicles and to be played in our children's ears, and we play it in our households. Okay? We allow our daughters to listen to these promiscuous women. We allow our sons to listen to these promiscuous women. We buy the tickets to their concerts. We buy their music. Okay? And then let the truth be told, a lot of us parents don't fight at the parent-teacher conferences either. A lot of us don't go to these school board meetings, and we don't fight against the racist curriculum that's taught to our child or our children. I'm with King Reese on that one. We do a lot of complaining, but we don't take action in order for anything to transform. You see? We're trying to be too friendly with everybody. We're trying to make everybody happy with us. We're trying to keep too many people satisfied. And nothing is going to transform until we start hearing the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us all. Oh, you're too preachy. You sound too preachy. You sound like you back behind the pulpit. First of all, let's break down the word preach, which means to proclaim. I'm supposed to be a herald, a voice crying out in the wilderness, because our people are lost. But see, a lot of us, we only want to listen to people who are speaking Ebonics. We don't want to be an example in showing people that you can intellectually articulate and convey what it is that need to be said without sounding like a thug or sounding like you have no education. You understand? And see, what happens is, see, a lot of us, it's just like what King Reese said. A lot of us are the problem. A lot of us have this mindset that we need to go to the hood and act just like a bunch of thugs to win a thug over. That don't make sense. A lot of these brothers I see trying to save brothers, they pants sagging just like theirs. We need to show them what classy is. We need to show them how they're supposed to live. And we cannot show them that by us acting just like them, talking just like them, dressing like them. That don't make sense. We got a bunch of thugs with unks on, a bunch of thugs with African signs on, a bunch of thugs with African clothes on. We still got a bunch of promiscuous women dressing with Afrocentric clothing on. Still looking like they get ready to go jump on a strip pole somewhere. But oh, this is the way we express ourselves. And, you know, the Caucasian man has brainwashed you to think that, oh, we shouldn't be dressing this way. Listen, we are in modern day society. Okay, we are in modern day society. Modern day society. So let's eat the whole scroll, okay? If that be the case, then walk everywhere that you go. Go get you a horse and a carriage and start using that to go where you need to go then. If you want to keep living in ancient times and antiquity, so, okay, let's do it then. Don't use no electronic devices or anything else. So if we want to go there, let's go. Let's stop playing these games. Okay? We are not in antiquity anymore. Okay, we live in the now. You know, King Reese said we complain about the public school system, but it's we put money into them. And we can make those changes. Exactly. So you have the right, like King Reese said, you have the right to say something about it because you're putting your money into the system. So this is another reason why, just like Medicaid, if the government tells you there's no Medicare, why would you not complain about that? If the government says there's no Social Security, why would you not complain about that? They're taking money from you. So what are they doing with the money? So you need to hold them accountable. Okay? You know what I'm saying? And we got, and I'm just gonna be honest, man. The adults are too afraid. And I'm just gonna say it the way it is. A lot of us, and I'm not beating everybody because I understand that everybody don't understand these things. What I'm saying is the only way that we can change anything is by us doing something about it. Had our ancestors not did something, then nothing would have happened for us today. I understand we're still fighting today. I got that. I understand that. Okay, for those who want, oh, we're not free, I understand all that. I got that. Okay, what I'm saying is this. If we don't stand up and if we don't say something about the curriculum, okay, then it's going to continue to be taught. That's all I'm saying. Okay, that's all I'm saying. All right. So let me go here. I see a statement out here by Nicole Lene. She said it's in individual journey of self-exploration. Reincarnation is a thing. In a past life, I have been a black man and a black woman. Okay, sis. Making it about race or religion can create division when we are looking for unity, oneness. When you lead with love, compassion, and understanding and are honest with yourself about the truth of what you are doing and why you are doing it, you set yourself free. We all created this mess, so it's our responsibility to clean it up. Great message today. All praises. I passed through LA a few days and I'm in San Diego now. I would have loved to have met you in person. All praises. Give thanks. Okay, now my queen, she says, start teaching at home. Exactly. Exactly. Homeschooling. And I concur with that, not just because she's my queen, but it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because the truth of the matter is, let me just say it the way it is. We depend on the teachers to educate our children. And I understand logically that teachers teach. I got it. Okay, but the first teachers is the parents. Okay? And it's embarrassing for us to go to school and start complaining about, oh, you're not teaching our children about economics. You're not teaching our children about who they are. Okay, listen. That's embarrassing because you're supposed to be doing it as a parent. Okay? Now, it's okay to say, listen, you're teaching our children about racist presidents and public figures that I'm not comfortable with you teaching them about because they didn't care nothing about our people, and historically they were slave owners, and there's no historical data proving that they did anything to overthrow racism. Now we're talking. Never go in there complaining about a teacher not teaching your child about themselves. That's your job. That's your job. Okay? And about economics, mom and dad, you're supposed to teach them about budgeting. You're supposed to give them an allowance, and you're supposed to teach them that by giving them chores and paying them for what they do and what they don't do. And if they do half of their chores, they only get half of their money. Just like my mama did me when I only did half of the dishes, and I was supposed to get $10 and I got $5. You understand? And at the ministry I went to back in Rochester, New York, called Pentecostal Miracle Deliverance Center Church, they always taught us about ourselves. Listen, this is the reason why I never wrestled with being proud of being an African. That's just the truth. Okay, I went to East High School in Rochester, New York. I went to Monroe Middle School in Rochester, New York. Okay, and the schools I went to, they taught us about various personalities historically that made an impact within our community, because majority of our teachers look like me. Okay? Now, I know that every school is not the same. I got it. I understand. I'm just saying that when I went to school, I seen a lot of the parents involved, okay, that look like us. Okay, I'm just telling you straight up. Parent-teacher conference, I seen people look like us. Okay, and I was a parent who sat down when my son was in school, and I flew from where I was, okay, to attend that meeting, okay, so I can be there for my son and find out what's going on and why is he behind. Okay, so I wanted to find out why he was behind before I started whooping that behind. Okay, I wanted to know the whole matter before I came to a conclusion. You know, you understand? Because I also listened to what my son said and also listened to what the teacher said, right? And then I made my, assessment after that. Okay, all right. So I've always been involved in my son's life. Okay, and I also taught my son about himself and our history and about various public figures that I never heard of in any textbook in school. Okay, I don't complain about that because I taught my child that. I never went to school and complained about that because I taught my child that. But I tell you what, I did have something to say about those racist public figures. I tell you that. Okay, so signing out on here. I appreciate everybody's positive feedback for those who tuned in. Thank you so much. Remember that sharing is caring. Okay, it's not a cliche. I really believe this. Okay, that we need to share these things. Okay, I know I put out a lot of material. Okay, I understand that. Okay, I'm not expecting you to flood your page with all the videos that I do. Okay, but it'd be good for you to share these videos in some groups that have a similar message and share similar content. Okay, and share it with like-minded people that are, of course, if they're like-minded, they're ready to be receptive to their information. I don't believe in forcing people into this way of life or this way of thinking. I do believe in sharing, though, and hopefully it'll challenge those who are still in such a dilapidated mental state to help to set them free and to help them to go to a higher level in their life. So I love you all. I pray that you continue to have a blessed weekend. Okay, and hopefully your week will be the same, and the rest of your life will be the same. Okay, I'll be talking to you soon. Have a blessed one.